Hi, welcome back to another episode of WhateverCraft. Today we're going to be doing quite a lot, but first I want to go ahead and tell you of some things I've done already. Owen, my friend Ghost Storm, has joined the server. He actually logged on and we kind of just messed around a bit, and I kind of showed him the ropes a little bit, just like this is where you can go. He tried to find Dark Oak and ended up finding a mangrove forest, which is actually rarer than Dark Oak, I believe. So I don't know. We'll find. That's interesting. But we also did just a little bit of talking and stuff. Now, if you did not know, which you probably don't know, considering that I did a stream on Twitch, you might be noticing from the abstract art behind me, I'm not sure what to call it. So I call this do I call this netherrack forest or abstract art? I'm gonna go with abstract art because it looks cool. Anyways, so yeah, you might have noticed the two double chests over there. Actually, one of them is useful. The other I just made for if I needed it. So I'm building a big base, and to give you an idea, I built one little corner of the base, and in creative mode. It took me all day to design it in creative mode. All day. And that part isn't even fully done. It's not fully connected. Of course, it's not fully connected to the rest of the base, because the rest of the base isn't even conceptualized yet. But that part of the base is nowhere near completion. I got the exoskeleton of it done. 6 hours of work. Exoskeleton. I'm not sure what to think of that, but it's going to be a lot of work before I can finish that thing. However, we're going to go ahead and build it. I've gotten a little bit done. I've gotten the front done. I've gotten the actual inside done. I kind of built it inside out, which is really unique. I don't know many people who do that, aside from Etho. And I chose this building for a reason, but I want to go ahead and show you. I built it fully out of jungle wood for a reason that I'll mention later on. Besides it just looking nice. I screenshotted that. But you might notice, why is all the netherrack there? And why are there certain trees gone? Well, so I need jungle wood. So I settled in a jungle, right? And so this base I'm building is going to need a lot of wood. Thankfully, we have a lot of wood. I did a stream for 2 hours getting that. And an hour of it was also getting an Efficiency 5 book from a stupid villager, because that thing would not work. The VOD is not available because I didn't know how to do it at the time. I still kind of don't know how to do it. So that's not available. But yeah, we have 54 stacks of jungle logs. And I pray that this is enough to build this thing. If it's not, I'm going to be a little bit worried about the final build, because this thing's going to take a while if it takes off ahead. I think we're good, though. I think this will be enough to build it. If not, a little bit more. I don't actually know, though, because 95% of this base is made out of jungle wood. The other 5% is made out of, like, note blocks and redstone. So, you know, I got to build this now. We actually have to find out where to build this. Like, where is suitable, where has a large enough space to host a freaking gigantor building. I cleared out this area, but I'm not sure if it can actually hold it. So I actually use, like, Matica, right? And you might be thinking, that's cheating. It's not. It's just a blueprint thing. I have to use it because I'm not going to be able to remember all that from memory. 6 hours of work for memory. So I use, like, Matica. So let's go ahead and try to find a good place to put it. And then I'm going to have to work on getting all the materials for it. Because I actually only have just the logs. I have to craft all the jungle wood stuff. And I still need spruce a little. I still need some spruce. And I still need a lot of redstone too, because that's actually a large portion of it is redstone. But for now, I feel like we can just get by with doing some jungle wood stuff. But that does mean I have to craft for a while, and I'm not exactly excited for that. We have to move this crafting table over. Now, I don't want to ruin the base for you, so I'm just going to go ahead and go off camera for a minute, trying to find a good place for it. And then I'll go ahead and cut time-lapse. I don't know. I'm going to find a good spot to put this thing, and then we're going to be doing a lot of other stuff. Okay, well, we've actually done all we can at the moment. I still need quite a lot, excluding the redstone components that are going to be in some redstone behind the scenes. We still need some lamps, redstone lamps. I know that's technically redstone components, but that's actually some very important. That's a very important building block, along with note blocks as well. And we're going to need observers. So all those things need to be done before technically. Primarily, we're just going to need the redstone lamps and the note blocks before anything else. Those are the primary things that we have to finish before we continue. Along with some other stuff, like I need some lanterns and some torches and some grass and some dirt and stuff like that. But I have decided where we're going to put it. I already said that I decided where we're going to put it, but I forgot to tell you where. It's going to be right around here. We're going to have to do terraforming. I have like a little dock area that's going to go right here, actually, which I really like because it's like a cave area. So overall, we have quite the setup of where it's going to go. And I think it's going to look really cool here on this island. But here are all the items we're going to need that I've gotten so far. Ironically, we didn't need as much as I thought. We needed about half of what I actually got. Now, we're going to need a little bit more. But all this is actually well over what we need. I got like 100 more over what we... Well, this one's actually like 3 more. But I did get a decent amount more than what we actually needed for overflow, and this is still here for backup. But yeah, now we just have to go to the nether and get some redstone. Not from the nether, we have to go to the nether and get like some observer stuff and some redstone and a bunch of other things. We need a lot of redstone primarily because we're gonna need to make jukeboxes and lamps. Dang it, Ray, I logged off here in the stronghold. I'll be right back. What's this? You know what, we'll come back to that in a minute. Hold on. I need to get home now. Ugh, my own bed, under my own chests. You might be wondering, Jake, why are you in the stronghold? And why are you using the disgusting iron tool? And you're right, they are disgusting. Much better. I have a very good reason for that. I also need to get rid of this. You also might be thinking, Jake, why do you have a bunch of end-related blocks in your inventory? Well, there's also a very good reason for that. It's actually the same reason I was using all that iron stuff. And so, real quick, you're going to want to buckle in for this. This is an interesting story. Right before I was going to begin working the base, I got a text message. This text message was from Bram, the server co-owner. And he said that he forgot to tell me, but he died in lava and lost all of his stuff before he had to log off and go on vacation. So he asked me to get his elytra. And I was like, well, you know what? That's actually a lot of work. He's like, I'll pay you 64 diamonds. So I immediately went and got into the end. I set up a stream on Twitch. By the way, that VOD. There's part 1 and 2 of the VOD on YouTube at the moment. I'm never doing the VOD again, by the way. That took forever to upload. But I did a stream on Twitch. And a couple people joined. If you are watching that, one of them was Nikito. Shout out to Nikito if you're watching. Hello. Anyways, so I actually went with full gear, and I was like, okay, I have an elytra, this will take only a couple minutes. He actually sent me a whole bunch of these, like, creeper farm things and sugarcane farms, so I could have a bunch of rockets. I was like, that's all great, but that alone would have taken me 3 days to build. So I went ahead and just killed some creepers and left. So I had a half stack of rockets, I would just have to ration them throughout the way. So I did a combination of bridging and rockets to get to this place. Now, I wanted that stack of diamonds, so I went far and wide. I found 2 shipless end cities that sucked. I'm trying to look for an end island, or an end city. And I'm having no luck. Oh, I actually found one right now. I didn't raid them or anything, I just moved on. I found, the second one I found, by the way, is possibly the stupidest end city I've ever seen in my life. It is the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna take a picture of that. It just looks so weird. I pressed on. After thousands of blocks, I finally found one. An end city. Oh, yay. I found one.
There's a cat.
I finally found one. Oh, I didn't bring a freaking shield. I was literally at negative 8,000 before I found one. It was an end city with a ship. I was saved. Totally forgot about shields. I also forgot my chest plate. I'm not prepared for this. That's okay. If I die, my one real viewer and Ian and me on my phone can all see me die. And so I raided it. I went up, I just flew up, got in the ship, got the elytra, killed the shulker, and started raiding it. By the way, about halfway through, Pig 1 Ian joined, maybe for the first time. I think he had joined before, though, but I just hadn't seen him. So we talked for a little bit on stream. That was fun, and he has an important part to play in the story. Mainly keeping me sane while I bridged for 2 hours, while I bridged and looked for an end city for 2 hours. Anyways, back to me finding the end city. So I raided it, I got the ship, and I went around. At one point, I decided, okay, I wonder what's in there, right? Anything in there? I would think I was just in there, right? And my plan was just to, elytra over there, save a couple seconds of time, right? Instead of having to walk all the way over there through the bridges. But, you see, when you're raiding an end city, you generally like to have more protection than not. So I actually had this thing, right? Prot 3, it wasn't great, but I found it. And so I was wearing this. And this is what happened. No, I was just in there, so if I go over here... Crap! I'm dead. You see, in that short couple second span, I realized as soon as I jumped and couldn't fly, I was like, oh crap, I wore my chest plate. And I fell down, smacked into the ground, and my bones disintegrated into fine dust, and I turned into a puddle of goo and ash. Okay, well, I lost everything there. I gotta restart now. And I might be thinking I was doomed from that point on. There was no way I was gonna get my armor back. There's no way I was gonna get the elytra for Bram or any of that. But I actually knew how to do this. This was not my first rodeo. Far from it, in fact. See, I am possibly the expert at dying in the end and finding my stuff. I've already done something very similar to this while recording a WhateverCraft episode. That footage was lost, however, I have done this before. And you might be thinking, but Jake, there's no way you could get that. You were thousands of blocks, and you also used a hybrid of elytra. You have no idea where you went. But you see, unlike my previous stream while mining the trees, I actually knew what I was doing somewhat. I did a VOD. I stopped recording and started a new one. Which is why it's split into part 1 and 2, by the way, on the VOD streams. I actually had all that on recording. I mean, and you see, this is a couple seconds. In fact, this frame exactly was what I key referenced this entire time. See, at that frame, only just a couple seconds later, and going straight forward, I found the end city. So I knew almost my exact coordinates. So all I had to do was track myself down. And also, not only that, but I actually done a combination of bridging to conserve fire rockets, as I didn't have a lot of them. Which means that I actually could follow almost my exact footsteps, too. And now you also might be thinking, but Jake, but even if you didn't know your exact coordinates, you were thousands of blocks out. Literally. There was no way you would be able to get there in the next 5 minutes before your stuff despawns. Well, you see, as I said, this was not my first rodeo. So I was actually a lot calmer than I was the first time this happened to me, because I knew my stuff would not despawn. You want to know how? If your stuff is in a loaded chunk versus a spawn chunk, or if someone else is there, then your stuff will despawn after 5 minutes. But if it's an unloaded chunk, there's no timer. You have literally as long as you want, as long as no one loads that chunk. Well, I did have a certain bit of rush, meaning that I had to get there before someone else loaded the chunk, which basically just meant I had 1 day to do it. I also had a friend who could come with me too, and he was also stuck in the nether, so I went and got him out of there. Everything seemed aligned. But of course, because it's me, it went horribly wrong. I had no spare elytra, right? I have no spare elytras. And so I actually had to go and bridge that entire way. 8,000 blocks, I could not fly at all. This is not where the story ends. I did not just happily go and bridge 8,000 blocks and get all my stuff back. No. I died 2 more times. Maybe 3. Pigwin died 2 more times. And each time we were set back indefinitely. I had been streaming for hours, much longer than I ever wanted it to. And I was about ready to give up, because I had kept dying and dying and dying each time I tried to go back. You know, one of these days you really are going to knock me off on accident, or on purpose, I'm not sure. And I'm going to go fall into the void, and it's going to be your fault. My blood will be on your hands.
That was a lot. You just started talking about how terrible. Oh my god!
Nope, failed. I'm dead, man. How did that even happen? I was holding shift then.
How did that happen?
Alright, well, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I didn't even
push you.
I figured that I was just cursed. I would never enter the end again. I would just pay someone to get my elytra back. But finally, the fates aligned. At one point, we were going well. We actually got back. We actually went about a couple thousand blocks. and Pigwin had to go. He had to leave. He's still here, so I'm actually gonna do this. There we go, okay. And so he logged out in the end, and I only pray he ever made it back from there, but... Is that a mangrove tree? But I kept pressing forward. Hours went by. I talked forever. My voice was sore. I didn't want to keep going, but I pressed on. I needed my stuff back. Also, that 64 stack of diamonds was looking really good by the minute, so I needed that elytra back. And I figured, hey, I'm going to have to get my elytra back anyways. Why not just go ahead and get what I already have? And by the way, I've simplified this to an extreme. Every single death was attributed to some reason. I either fell off because I accidentally slipped on shift, or like the game glitched out and I fell, or something like that, or I got killed by an enderman. I died in the void multiple times this time, and so did Pigwin. I actually later found Pigwin's stuff after he logged off. I was like, hey, this is where he died. That is a mangrove tree back there. But after all this, I had finally succeeded. Oh, hey, this is it. I found it. Yay. Alright, let's find out where I died quickly before my stuff despawns now that I'm back here. Or easily. There's an item over there. It's a single... Oh, I found it! I found it! Yes! My stuff! Oh my gosh, I'm finally it's back! I went back immediately and logged off. And I never did that again. Here's the elytra. I'm gonna put this in a safe house. I'm gonna put this right up in here. Hopefully, this does not get blown. This better not get blown up, or I better not lose this. I stuck it. I'm gonna stick it in there. I got some diamonds, some other stuff that's kind of useful. But in the end, it was all was well. So I had finally returned home, and that's where we are now. And I have to build the base. I guess I gotta start clearing all this out. So I have to clear out this area and begin work on the base, actually. So I guess let's go. Well, we've done it. We've started the base. I'm going to go ahead and turn off Lightmatica real fast so we can... The base is by far not entirely finished. This is not the it's nowhere near. I still have a bunch of trim. I still have a bunch of editing and other stuff. Like, I've missed a whole bunch of stuff here, right? I don't even have the entire roof set up here. But for my literal sanity, I need to stop. This is insanely long. This takes insanely long, especially because Lightmatica has these blaringly bright colors that just hurt your eyeballs every time you mess something up. And I'm using stairs in a lot of spaces. These are actually not stairs, but in this case, stairs. I still need to do this walkway of stairs. Like, see these little things here? I messed that up, actually. That's supposed to be connected there. I'm going to do that later. But these don't like it. And when, like, Lightmatica doesn't like stairs. And every time you mess up a little bit of a stair, it freaks out like insane. And it's a whole bunch of stuff. It just, I don't know. For some reason, this has been extremely exhausting mentally for me. I'm just tired of this. And, well, the episode has already been on for quite a while. So, literally, all the lighting, all the resin, all that is going to have to be continued in later videos. Probably next video. In fact, next video is probably mainly focused on fixing the base. Finishing everything, making everything good again. You know, this is broken. Just kind of fixing everything up. But I do hope you guys like it so far. Again, the exterior is nowhere near finished. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I wanted to get done. But not only am I pressed for time, but I'm just done with the base. I'm so tired of it. I'm ready to finish it. So we're going to go ahead and just end the video here. Thank you ever so much for watching. I want to go ahead and say thank you for 100 subscribers. We are now at 150 roughly. So thank you guys very, very much for that. And anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.